Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Asha. This is Asha Naila Reads, and I'm so glad that you're here. The sun is out, the birds are chirping, the sky is blue, the grass is green. That means it is about to be summertime, which means it's time for everyone's favorite summertime reads. Let's go through my summer reading list. We're going to be talking 3 categories today: books I love, anticipated summer reads, and librarian picks. So let's start with some of the ones that I love. First up is a book that I just finished. It's Arsenic and Adobo by Mia Piumansala. It is the perfect cozy mystery. It is so good. It dives into family dynamics and self-discovery. There's tons of food and recipes in the back of the book, which I love, especially in a summer read, because I always want to just like cook these light, fun foods in summer. And so this is the perfect book for that, for sure. It is just like such a good read to kind of kick off your summer. If you're looking for a mystery book, this is the one for you. Next on my list, Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert is a young adult book that is so good. It has ex-best friend, competitive vibes, like ex-friends to lovers situation. There's camping. It just reminds you of like, if you were like an academic like me in high school, it just reminds you of that feeling of like, I have to be the very best all the time. That's this book in a nutshell. The banter is great, and I think banter makes like such a good summer read. So this one is definitely on my list of ones that I have loved. Also, ones that I loved is I'll Be the One by Lila Lee. This was her debut novel, I think. It's another young adult. It is just like so fun. I haven't read another book like this like ever, and it is just like such a great mix of like ambition but also love story, and there's body positivity. It's basically this young woman is trying to become a K-pop star through this competition, this like television competition, and she is in a bigger body, and that is not what you usually see in K-pop stars. And so she deals with all of this discrimination and hate against her body. So it's just like such a great coming of age story, which I love to read during the summer. Last one that I have loved is Out on a Limb by bonam-young. I have talked about this book before. I will talk about it again, I'm sure, but it is just such a fun read. It does have accidental pregnancy in it, but even if that's not for you, because it's not usually for me, like this is so well done that I highly recommend reading it. It's got great disability rep. It's got just like such a sweet, slow love story. Like it's just one of the most perfect books out there. Actually, anything by bonam-young, add it to your summer reading list. Is going to be a good time. Second category are anticipated releases. So first on my anticipated releases list is With Love, Miss Americana. Now this is a story about a Nigerian teen who moves to America and is trying to learn how to fit in by watching classic teen movies. So talk about nostalgia, talk about like coming of age, talk about immigrant stories. This book seems like it's going to have it all. I am so excited about it. I think it's going to be a really good one. And I love the diversity of representation in this. Next on my list of anticipated summer releases, For Eads and a Funeral. This is another YA book, but I feel like YA is just like the perfect summer read. They're just like lighter, a little fluffier, like you're pretty sure you're going to get a happily ever after, and that there's not going to be too much like conflict on the way to getting there. So I love YA for summer. But 4 E's in a Funeral. This one is about ex-best friends that are trying to save their Islamic center. I love a rekindling. Like, I love that story of like, we used to be best friends, but now we're not. And you just keep guessing as to why, like what happened in the story. And then eventually it's all revealed to you, which is my favorite part. But this one's going to be a good one. I have an inkling about it. Next, Match Me If You Can. Now this one is not a YA. I'm pretty sure this is an adult, maybe new adult. But it's a friends to lovers in the midst of one of the characters trying to be a matchmaker. So I'm just like, this is gonna have romance and love written all over it, which I'm all about for a summer read. I just love like a love story in the summer. You just want something that's just gonna warm your heart a little bit, and I feel like these books are gonna do that. So Match Me If You Can. And then last but not least, something a little bit different. This one is called The Great Hemisphere. And let me read you the description because I couldn't figure out a way to summarize this one concisely. And I feel like the description does a good job. So this one says, a speculative novel about a young woman, invisible by birth and relegated to second-class citizenship, who sets off on a mission to find her older brother, whom she had presumed dead, but who is now the primary suspect in a high-profile political murder. That sounds so good. Like, I think there's one side of summer reading, which is like light, fluffy romance, coming of age, young adult stories, maybe some contemporary adult romance thrown in. And then there's like mystery, thriller, like whodunit kind of summer reading. And I think this one is that second category, just perfectly encapsulated. So really excited about that one. And then the third and final category is actually librarian picks. So my local library does this really cool thing called Book Hookup, where you can go on the library's website, type in a few things like books that you've recently liked, genres that you're interested in reading, things that you don't want in your books, things that you do want in your books, and librarians will make 3 recommendations for you based on that list, which I think is just such a cool service and a great way to find unique reads. So I put in that I was looking for diverse stories from diverse authors that talk about or give that summer feeling, like a good summer read. So my librarian gave me 3 reads. The first is an Emily Henry book, Happy Place. Now, I feel like any Emily Henry book is going to be a good summer read. My actual favorite Emily Henry book is Book Lovers, but they recommended Happy Place, which I think is probably my second favorite read. So not a bad recommendation. So definitely, if you haven't checked out Emily Henry, please do. She's also a Cincinnati local, and I live in Cincinnati, so she has a special place in my heart, that's for sure. The second recommendation is called Sag Harbor by Colson Whitehead. This one is about Benji Cooper, who is the only Black, or one of the few Black students at like an elite private Manhattan prep school. And it's all about his summer with his friends and kind of coming of age story, navigating race, also just having like a fun time as a teenager. So I thought this sounded like a really cool read because I think it like touches on important things, which I do want all of my books that I read to, while they can be light and fluffy, it also is important to me that they're real and honest and true to the human experience, which I think is a diverse, eclectic, not always great experience. And so I love when books find that balance between the two. And I feel like this one could potentially do that. So Sag Harbor. And then last one. Now this one kind of threw me for a loop a little bit. It's Luster by Raven Leilani. So basically, girl enters relationship with man. Man is in an open marriage. Girl moves in with man's family and becomes a role model for man's daughter. Talk about messy. Like, what could go wrong in this situation? I think everything, which is what I'm expecting from this book. So a little bit of just like kind of a cluster, kind of just like messy drama, which sometimes is fun to read in the summer. It's just a little bit of drama when it's not in your life. Sometimes it's a little fun. I think that's why people like reality TV shows, and that's why I like a little drama in my books from time to time. So that is my summer reading list, and some of my summer reading list. I am sure I will read many other books, but these are a few that I'm really excited about. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you found a book to add to your list. If you did, let me know what it is in the comments, and I hope you tune in for the next video. See you then.